But first, let's set the mood. This story takes place in a secondhand shop in Stoughton, Wisconsin. The building itself dates back to the late 1800s, where it started out as a residence, but shortly after was converted into a hotel. Supposedly, this hotel had brothel and bootlegging ties, as well as an alleged tragedy when the chief of police unalived himself from a second-story window. During its time as the second-hand shop, though, there were reports of things floating off of shelves in front of customers, as well as sounds of stuff breaking. Most interesting, though, were the sightings of two entities, a woman and a little girl. Now, these two are going to play a very important role in this story. We were doing an overnight investigation at the second-hand store. I was in the basement with 3 other members at the time. The basement was split into different sections, one of which was a back room that I and another member had just finished checking out. The remaining 2 members were seated in the main section of the basement with a Frank's box. This device is simply a modified AM/FM radio that essentially scans through stations at a high speed in hopes that a spirit will utilize it to create a dialogue with whomever is asking the questions. Smash cut to about an hour later. The entire group was in the basement now, talking about how the investigation was going. I was going through all of the equipment I had on hand, and I, being the type of person that I am, realized I forgot my camera in the back room, so I had to go retrieve it. Let's now travel a few days into the future. We are all back at the university going through evidence. I start going through one of the recorders when I realize it's the audio from the Frank's Box session. I can hear myself in the background telling a stupid story, but there's something off, there's something not right. I'll play that audio now.
I heard the voices coming from. We sat there and took a picture, and I was like, if you could just go stand by Justin and take a photograph of you really quick. This isn't going to hurt you.
Your camera.
No, and I took his picture and
I don't know if you had any trouble making out what was said, but here's the audio again with some captions.
we sat there and took a picture, and I was like, if you could just go stand by Justin and take a photograph of you really quick. This isn't going to hurt you.
Your camera.
No, and
No one could identify those voices, and those voices weren't heard at the time of the conversation. There were 2 pieces of information I really wanted you to remember during this story. What happened an hour after this audio was taken, and who supposedly haunted the basement.
by Justin and take a photograph. This isn't going to hurt you.
Your camera.
No, and